It's Monday the 30th of September and time to start another week, and I'm apologising in advance if you hear a bit of noise in the background. We've got one of my grandchildren being looked after today, and she's running riot at the moment. We've got on Bricklink, we have got 9 orders, 174 lots for 1,500 items, so not a super busy weekend. And then on Brick Owl, we've got 3 orders, and Brick Owl's been really quiet for me at least recently, and I think I've seen other people saying that as well. Not really sure why that is. Of course, in my case, it could be that I'm just not, adding things that people are interested in, so it just depends what I've got in stock. But similarly, there's nothing on eBay this weekend either. So yeah, that's an indication that things are slowing down. I didn't have a bad week on eBay last week, so it's a little up and down. Now I can show you the orders for today, and while I'm just getting into position, just say another big thanks for all of the comments, feedback. I've started to see mentions on other vloggers channels about me wrapping things up, and some really nice kind words being said by people, so really appreciate all of those kind words. Also had lots of interest in the store. There's lots of stuff here, lots of organization, lots of units, drawers, etc. to be sold off with the store. Still getting into some organized state to move it on, and as I say, lots of interest. I've not actually shared my BSX file or inventory file with anybody as yet, and I will be listing it on Brickseller Hub probably when the time is right. And it may be, the way things are going, it may end up being a little quicker than I possibly anticipated. Had originally thought about sort of next February. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case or not. It might end up being in the next month or two at this rate, with the amount of interest, etc. But we'll see. But so let's get on to today's orders going out. Here we've got an order going out, lots of 1x2 bricks in all sorts of different colours, and a few other plates and bits and pieces as well. Another little order going out here for some few Technic things and bits of tiles, etc. Order there that's predominantly reddish brown, of course. And then a little baby dinosaur going out there for £4.50. This is a order for a new buyer, and I've mentioned them last week. I think this is the 3rd order that I've placed with me. Every order's been for either 1x1 square plates or 1x round tiles, but they had 0 feedback originally when they placed the first order last week. I've now had 3 orders off them for decent value as well. This by far the smallest one, but I have had some good orders previous to that. So interesting, and again, I think they must be making mosaics with the things that they're buying. Here we've got a couple of Dimensions figures going out, Newt Scamander and Tina Goldstein. Then we've got a lot of Technic bricks going out. These are the ones with 1x2s with 2 holes through in various colours and reasonable quantities. Pretty much wipe me out. These are mostly used, but there is, I think this bag here were 120 new ones as well. Then another order here, a little skirt going out, and some Technic bricks and a few other bits and pieces. This order I think is going off to the US. It's got an ostrich head in there, amongst other things, a few other sort of animals in particular. Then we've got a minifig, superheroes minifig going out. Small order going off here to the States. And I think one of the reasons for this order is this little tile, which isn't very common. And at one point, I remember selling about 500 of those for about £400 or something like that, £300. They were a ridiculous price at one point. They're still 60 pence each. And this guy's bought 6 of them. But I've sold them in quantity before and still have about 170 of those in stock as well. And then this is the largest order for the day. This is, I think, 89 lots. Someone has bought for me numerous times. And I imagine they're rebuilding sets. It's a mix of all sorts, new and used. And thanks very much for that order if you happen to be watching. And so that's it for this morning. Not a massive Monday morning. It's a horrible morning as well. Absolutely pouring down. So I'm probably going to get wet going to the gym. But we'll get this lot packed away and get it off to the post office. So I've been working on another brick store file. Just had this open while I've been sorting through more minifig drawers. And I'm really glad that I've been doing this because staggeringly, I've found 121 lots for £300 worth of minifigs that weren't listed on the store. That weren't in my inventory. Now, what's a bit concerning about this is I'm absolutely 150% certain that these have been listed and have been in inventory before. So why they're not there now, I really have no idea. Whether it's a syncing issue, whether there's been some mistake made by me at some point when I've been editing the inventory, which I very, very much doubt, if I'm quite honest with you. So I'm really at a loss as to explain why these are here. They all would have been listed at different points in time as well, so it's not like it's an upload that you know, has failed or something and I've not noticed. There's lots and lots of figures here that would have been done over time for sure, and I'm certain, absolutely certain, as I say, that these have been on the store at some time. So again, really confusing. One of the things I may try and do to dig in a little bit is see if I can find a brick store file that contains some of these figures, just to kind of prove that they were uploaded at some point. And maybe I can also check Brick Owl, which I've not done, to be honest, to see whether they're still held in the history there, because Brick Owl tends to have a much better history. But anyway, the upshot for me is that we've now, and I do need to go through and price these properly, but we've now got an increased inventory of about another £300 or so, which is obviously good news. It's Tuesday morning and we've got 6 orders going out this morning, so a very quick look at those. We've got an interesting order in that they've ordered several of these kind of, they're not really motorized, are they? But they are a kind of a, let's call them a motor for now. But they're these pullback motors where they have an axle, you connect them and just pull the wheels back, and that will send them off motoring across the floor or whatever. And they've ordered several types of those. Next up, we've got someone who's wiped me out of these 2x2 pearl gold tiles. the 330 of those going out. We've got a couple of supports going out and a Harry Potter minifig. Then we've got an order for, you know, typical parts, plates, etc. This order is going off to France, I think, probably because of this motorbike body, which is a little more unusual. And then this order here is just for an instruction booklet, so small order there for that. So we'll get those packed up, obviously, and off to the post office. Now, I've got a call this morning with someone who wants one of my you know, consultation meetings. They have had one with me before, so this will be a second one, and I'm guessing they maybe want to pick my brains with me disappearing. And then I also had another person reach out to me yesterday for another call next week. So a reminder to you guys, if you do want to pick my brains before I go, then that's a good way of doing it. I charge about £20 for half an hour. So it's purely based on time, and obviously you're getting the benefit of my knowledge and experience with any questions that you might have with that. And now, I did have a bit of a realization last night when I'm sort of looking around the place, and you know, I've got some sort of nice ideas of how I'd like the room to look when it's no longer a Bricklink store, but the realization hit me that I'm not really going to have the funds to do it. And you might think, well, you're going to be selling your store and you're going to get thousands of pounds for the sale of the store, so you can use that money to you know, redo the room, you know, however you want it to be. But that room has to allow me to live for a period of time, because I'll have absolutely zero income once the store is sold. I won't be cashing in my pensions just yet, even though I'm saying I'm retiring. So whatever I sell the store for has got to get me through at least sort of, I don't know, 6 months or more of living. So yeah, it was a bit of a wake-up call, to be honest, that I'm not going to have tons of cash to spend redoing the room out. And the idea is for this to be a music room, so I want a sofa over here, and then we'll have a TV on the wall, all my hi-fi units underneath. I'll still retain a desk area at the bottom of the room, but I had envisaged it being quite different to how it is now. I want to get away from all of this white sort of feel and really sort of cozy the place up, soften it. Maybe get even some dark walls in here, some wood paneling up the wall, etc. So lots of ideas for it, but starting to realize that I'm not going to have the cash, so I need to wrap my head around that a little bit more. Next up is a bunch of minifigs here that I've got that I'd intended to complete the figures and get them listed in the store, but obviously with me moving on, I'm thinking that I'm just going to part these out and get the parts added to the store. So we've got all sorts of things in here, some Lord of the Rings stuff, some superheroes, collectible minifigs. We've got a Forest Man. I'll check them as I go, and if there's any that I think are worth completing, then maybe I will, but I very much doubt it, because if I've got to buy a relatively expensive part for the figure, if the figure doesn't sell before I sell the store, then I'm probably going to be lucky to make the money back on that part. So I might as well get them parted out. I think that's the logic anyway, and get them added to the store and increase the store's value with the parts. So here we go, and having a look at another brick store file. So this, I showed you earlier that I had a bunch of figures that I had been contemplating completing and listing as complete figs. In the end, I've broken them down and got them all in here and listed and available in the store, or at least there will be in a moment when I upload the file. And that's given me 147 items in 133 lots for another £255. So I think yesterday, was it, I uploaded, I had £300 worth, another £250 worth. So I'm really pleased with the last 2 days and the uploading of the missing figures, and now these parted out minifig parts. And this just shows you, when you're dealing with minifig parts, minifigs, the price just goes through the roof very quickly. I mean, I think I mentioned a Forestman that I had in here earlier. I'm just looking for it. If I look at the Forestman torso here, which is really good condition, by the way, that is now listed at £29.99. There isn't another one in the UK, at least. And so I'm just going to get this lot uploaded, and that's going to you know, increase the store inventory by another £250. It's Wednesday morning and time to have a look at this morning's orders that are going out. Let's start with eBay. And listed this about a week or two ago, and had a lot of interest, actually, a lot of offers. In the end, this sold for £42. It is the Lego Movie double-decker couch set, which I think is bought primarily for the minifigs, which have a reasonable value, I think. Then next up, we've got an Ninjago set, which sold for £22. And then on to Bricklink and eBay. Here we've got a typical parts order, lots of black plates and reddish brown plates, etc. We've got a nice little pirate flag here, which sold for £7. And then we've got some palm trees and other bits and pieces in there as well. Now this one was a nice one, because yesterday I said I was parting out some minifigs that I had been hoping to complete. And then in the end, I just thought, you know what, I'm not going to complete it. I'm just going to sell the parts. And here we've got a minifig torso, which was from the Forestman, and this is in really good condition, I have to be honest. There were none for sale in the UK. I listed this for £29.99 and it sold in less than half an hour. So that was pretty incredible. They've also picked up some short legs with that as well. Then again, we've got an order here which is predominantly for gold parts for some reason, particularly wheels, tires, etc. But there's also a couple of figures in here that were only added to the store this week because of the stock check, and for some reason they disappeared. So we've sold a wrestler from series 15 rather, and then we've sold a used Emmett from the Lego movie there. And then last order is a smallish order for a couple of instruction books and a whole load of new leaflets and a few other train related bits and other bits and pieces. So time to get those packed up. Now I should be going to the gym today, but I'd said yesterday I have a call with someone and I'd messed up the days. I'd got my days wrong, so it's actually today, the call, which means I'm not going to be able to go to the gym at my usual time, at least, so I may have to swap things around and go there later. But we'll see how that works out, and I look forward to having a chat with you know, a client, shall we say, and hopefully answer lots of good questions for them. Well, it's late in the day on Wednesday, and I've had a busy afternoon and forgot to record really, because I've been sorting out some of these black boxes here which contain Lego bulk, which I've already got in certain locations around the room, and those are kind of overflow, if you like. Now, you'll see on the desk here, these are all bags that earlier today had Lego in them and has now been either filled up in these locations or maybe moved to larger locations. Either way, they're no longer in the bulk bins over there. So the aim of that is to try and condense as much as possible so that when I do sell the store, there's less volume, less boxes, etc. to be moving around. Now you could argue that this isn't doing me any benefit really, because it's not adding inventory to the store, it's not adding value to the store. It's all work in a way that I'm saving the potential buyer, because it's organizing things a little bit more. It's meaning that there's less in the bulk, as I say, so that, you know, we're filling up drawers like this, you know, just restocking certain areas and you know, filling up what we can. So it's a little bit tedious, a little bit time intensive, but something that I've been wanting to do. And if I'm honest, I did stumble across a few more lots that weren't in the store, or I came across one lot that I had lots of in bulk, and when I looked on my inventory, I was meant to have about 150, and I could tell that there was way more than 150. I weighed them, and there was over 500 of the particular part in question. So that's given me more doubts about whether I need to do a stock take of everything. Luckily, everything's been on the positive side if someone were buying. So if I'd not done what I've done, then people would have been getting free parts, basically. So if I don't do the stock check, then the chances are that it will be in the buyer's favor, I think. But you know, I need to maximize what I'm getting as much as possible, because this is something I've got to live off with no other income once it goes. So I'm going to keep going. I'll probably intersperse doing more of the overflow stock with other things. I might get a chance to go to the container possibly tomorrow to grab a few more items that I want to get listed. And it's just a case of keep plodding along and trying to get organized. So we've sold another store on Brickseller Hub. This one was listed about 3 weeks ago and has sold, was listed for £5,610 and has sold. Interestingly, what's really encouraging about this one, I don't think I'm giving anything too much away when I say this, is that this is the first cross-border sale. When I say cross-border, international, call it what you want, but it's an international buyer who has bought this particular store and is going to be collecting that in the very near future. So that was a feature that many people requested. They saw that as a bit of a shortfall of the site, the fact that you couldn't see listings in other countries, etc. So it has proven that it was worthwhile doing that, making that change, and hopefully everything goes well with logistics, collection, etc. And congrats to the buyer and seller. I'm assuming most of you have heard all of the hoo-ha about the latest eBay changes, whereby they are now making it completely free for private sellers. There's a bit of a uproar about this in the seller community, where, you know, full-time sellers are feeling a bit aggrieved that it now gives an unfair playing field for private sellers versus business sellers who are still charged all of the appropriate fees, etc. But there are some caveats to those who are selling privately, because there's now a greater limitation on the number of sales you can have, and I've heard word that it's 30 sales, and I'm not clear if that's in a year, a month, or what. But if you're selling more than that, then eBay are going to be pushing you to be selling as a business, and I think they're going to be taking more steps to identify people who are kind of fraudulently using private accounts to run a business because they're getting lots of free listings, etc. Now, I think that's going to be a massive impact to a lot of people selling on eBay and selling Lego, because I think a lot of people are trying to sort of fly under the radar. They're getting 100 free listings a month or something like that, and they're listing out their items and selling through, and you know, not paying for the listings, etc., not running a shop and all of those things. So I think some people who are selling private may need to transition to being business sellers. That's something, if you're doing that, you're going to need to look into. It is across all categories, everything except cars, etc. So everything is free if you are a private seller. Now, I'm not sure how this really impacts myself. I run a store, so obviously there's no change for me at the moment. I'm at the moment a business seller. Now that might change when I transition away from running the store here, because I will of course be cancelling my store subscription, and if I still want to sell things on eBay, which I will want to do, then obviously I was thinking that I would transition to a private seller. So we'll have to just see how that goes, but this is certainly big news, and I think anybody using eBay in you know, in earnest, really needs to check out things. There's plenty of things on YouTube. I'm looking at one right now from a guy called Galaxy CD Rocks and Flips Reseller. But there's also the Hills, who do you know, these kind of chats every week about reselling and what have you in relation to eBay. So I recommend you check out all of the news on the latest eBay changes and how that's going to affect you. I'm just in the process of grabbing some more things for the store. There is some more new parts here to get listed and add to the store. More things here as well, and got a lot of dimension stuff in here that's got a load of dimensions figures in as well, and there is also underneath here a set that I need to check through, which is one of the old sort of creator sort of fairgroundy sort of sets. I need to check what the situation is with that. I need to also come back another day, not today, and just weigh all of this bulk and see what's in here. You can see that there's more 9-litre drawers here than I've got back at home that I couldn't fit in here. So I can't remember, there's about 15 or so additional drawers here. There's also 2 good stacks of the 7-litre drawers that would go as well. Obviously we've got a sorter there as well, and some things I've seen mentioned recently. People have talked about the carousel Reiko stacks. This is a carousel base that I got with a stack of cabinets that I bought that could be turned back into a carousel. You can add 12 cabinets to these, and it makes up a rotating carousel. So lots in here still to sort out and check what I'm going to be doing with them. Lots of storage stuff in here, boxes of sort of takeaway containers. We've got these trays. There's just tons of stuff in here. Lots of sorting boxes here. So tons and tons of storage kind of solutions. But anyway, I'm going to get these few things back to the house and get them counted and added to the store, and we'll just keep ploughing on and seeing what we can do to get organized. So I'm continuing to add items to the store, just going through the last of the 3 drawers. Already sorted out 2 of them and added those to the inventory. So I'll sort through this lot and see what that does for us. I have had a look at this set. This is a fairground mixer set, and it's partly sealed, so all of bags 3, which are further down below, are still sealed, and all of the other items look like they've been rebagged and they've got a bag number on, so they say bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, etc. So I can only assume it's all here. I'm not going to go through and check it all. There's a bag full of minifigs here as well. There is only book 1 of the instructions there at the moment. I'm sure that the other 2 books are at the container somewhere. I do recall seeing multiple books for this in the past, so I'm pretty sure that they are there, and I need to look those out and look at that. Now, looking on eBay, etc., this fetches a decent price. Even used fetches a good price, so that'll be a win, I think, if I can locate the other instruction books to go with that, and I'll get that listed probably on eBay and won't bother trying to part that out, get it added to the store, etc. Hopefully that'll be a win there. So we'll keep getting these parts added. On top of this, I've got 2 more boxes down here that I've brought back, which I need to go through also. So we'll just keep cracking on and see what we can add to the store. I've just been putting the latest thumbnail together and posting another post onto Instagram for our latest sale. We've had another sale today, 2 in 2 days now. Both of these cross-border sales. This one's a big one. This store was listed for £17,500, just over £17,500, and that has sold today. And you know, we really couldn't be happier the way that things are going with Brickseller Hub and the service it's providing for people who, you know, want to move on from the hobby and get a return on their investment and all of the hard work that they've put into their stores. And obviously I'll be doing the same thing in the not too distant future, and hopefully that works for me as well, and I'm able to move the store on. The only thing that we are lacking, if anything, is more listings. So remember that Brickseller Hub isn't only there for selling entire stores. It can be excess inventory, it could be used bulk, it could be unwanted storage organizers. There's really not much of a limit. You know, we've even got some web domains on there, and so it just shows that there is an audience out there for the Brickseller community. People who are running stores, want to expand, want to buy up other stores and grow through expansion. So again, if you're not registered, you could be missing out on a great sale. If you're registered, you will get notified depending on your notification criteria that you set, which is you know, primarily based around distance. So if a listing is placed and falls within the radius that you've set, you'll be notified by email. You don't have to worry about missing stores being listed on forums because you haven't checked into the forum recently, etc., you will be notified, and you'll have just as good a chance as anybody else of obtaining that store if it meets your needs. So do make sure you're registered, and as I've said, if you do have anything that you want to list, then get it listed, and hopefully we'll try and move it for you. Right, time is getting on, so I better show you what orders we've got going out today. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 orders going out today. All relatively modest, but they all count. So first one is a bunch of jumper plates and other 2x2 plates. We've got some of these Bionicle balls going out in bright green, along with a few other bits and pieces. And then we've got an Ninjago minifig and some parts going out there. Then we've got 6 of these sort of curved balloon type parts in white. Then a little minifig going off to Switzerland. More white plates going out, and white plates this time of year, as I've said several times over the last week or so, likely means that it's Christmas related stuff, but I could be wrong. Then on eBay we've got a Minecraft polybag going out for $6.45. We've got another parts order going out, all kinds of random things in there. We've got a flat silver helmet going out, which is £3.75. On eBay, we've got an Airwing pilot going out for £6. And then another order that's just come in for lots of parts, grey, and sort of look a bit like Star Wars kind of things, but I could be wrong. So we're going to get those packed up. We're going to get them off to the post office, which opens at 4. I've got a haircut at 4:30 today. Already had COVID and flu vaccinations today, which were offered to me, and it's a indication of getting older that you qualify for some of these things. But we'll get as much done as we can. As I said, we'll get these packed up now though, so that I'm not rushing too much when I need to get off, and then we'll carry on adding more stuff to the store. Okay, it's Friday morning, so let's have a quick look at what we got going out this morning. Just 5 orders this morning, but a couple of internationals. This one is going out to South Korea, which is interesting. This was one of the figures that was missing when I did the stock take, so sold really quickly, and that sold for £11. Couple of parts going out here. And then we've got another minifig that I found in the stock check going out for £6, and this is going off to France. Then we've got another parts order here for various bits and pieces, nothing too much to comment on. And then we've got an electric cable going out for £3.57. So not an awful lot, but we'll get them packed up and off to the post office. Got a gym review this morning, which will take me out for a little bit, and then I've got an absolute mess going on. I probably need to get tidied up a bit. Need to get back to the container to get rid of the empty drawers and containers and things that I've got going on. And then I guess the next thing to look at is this tub down here, which is all of the dimension sets, broken down dimensions sets. I don't think I'm going to be rebuilding any, far too time consuming. I'm probably going to rip the figures out, and then I might do some easy listing. We'll see. But I need to have a look through that box and see what is in there. And just a case of plodding on. Part of me is in two minds what to do, to be honest, because I can keep going like this for probably months, you know, and add in bits and pieces that I've got laid around, and trying to, you know, increase the store inventory that way. The other thing I can do is just whack it up and keep, you know, keep trading, as it were. So then the stock will fluctuate a bit. It'll go down a bit with sales, but go up a bit with things that I add on. Now, obviously, I don't want to lose money by not listing things and then them selling with the store, but I think as long as I allow a little bit of margin in there, I guess you get the plus of just you know, getting rid of everything in one go. And there has been some interest. People have reached out to me and you know, asked sort of when, how much, that kind of thing. So plenty of interest. I guess the worry is that I just list it, and I guess I say a worry, I mean, it's probably a great thing, but you know, the worry is that I'm not quite ready in a way, and then I list it and it sells really quickly, and then I've got a mad rush to get a little better organized. So we'll keep plodding along for a little while and see how we get on. So I'm currently working through some of this box of dimension stuff. Got various sets that I can make up. Some I've decided to just pull the minifigs out of. Others I'll double check and make them up, like some of this Ninjago set, and the ones that are worthwhile, maybe the Homer Simpson here. Got lots of other sets that I could make up, but obviously the figures are gone, so pretty pointless. So we'll probably look at breaking some of them down. And as you can see, there's lots of old dimension sets here, but as I said, figures are pretty much long gone. So we'll check if there's any value in some of the printed parts, etc., and you know, maybe part some of them out that won't be too difficult to do. So we'll add a little bit of value. These Emmet ones, for instance, don't go for very much, only about £4 or so. But I've just done an Ninjago one at about 9, so that was worth listing versus the figure, which was selling for 3 or 4. Yeah, just a case of plodding on and working through these. So as you can see, the dimensions sets have gone down considerably. What I've managed to do is get some sets built and uploaded, and then I have pulled off certain printed things. So we've got various printed tiles from various sets, and in order to do that, by the way, what I did, I mean, I've said I've got that down, but I've got this up here as well, actually, is I separated out the different dimension sets into these cups, so that if I do break them down, then I'll have the same parts. It's like doing a little part out in a way for very small sets. So that will enable me to do that, and in doing that, I was able to pull off any printed tiles that those little sets had. So there are some here from one of the Simpsons ones. There is the one from the E.T. Set. There's a Doctor Who. There's various others. And then I pulled apart all of the game tags and the 2x2 bricks, etc. So we ended up with a lot of those, 137 in the light blue, 78 yellow, and then 139 of the game tags, and then 81 in yellow as well. And then we had some specific game tags, and then a few more printed tiles and things. Now that lot means that we've got 642 items in 56 lots for about £105, and that included the few minifigs that I found, including sort of 3 Wonder Woman, a few Emmets, and various other bits and pieces as well. So still some tidying up to do, but we'll get those uploaded. Also, we have had more orders in today, which will end up going in the post tomorrow. So let's have a quick look at this. A little order here for some minifig related parts. Have got a problem with this cape that I need to contact them about, because I think this is a fake cape. So what I intend to do is I'm going to refund for the cape, and I'm going to send them that cape anyway, so they can if they can put it to some use, then that'll be great. If not, then they haven't paid anything for it anyway. Another small parts order here. Then we got an order. When I was sorting figures out this week, one of the things I did was I ended up parting out this wamper because I was missing one of the horns off the side of the head, and someone's come along and bought all of the body parts for it except the one horn that I did have, which is an expensive piece because they're about £7-8 a piece. But they did also buy 700 and something of those 1x round dark trans plates there. Another order here. This is becoming a regular customer, getting multiple orders a week from this particular customer, so really pleased about that, and thank you very much for the orders if you are watching. And then a little order here, and you might wonder, why do I separate the bags out here? This is because some of this is new, some is used, and I always try and separate new and used at least. Another positive from parting out the figures earlier in the week is this mermaid tail that sold for £12 on Brickowl. And then also, same again, this head was on the Forestman that I was contemplating building. That was only a £1.10 head, but they've also come and bought this torso, which was £2.50 as well. So the intention is, being Friday evening, we'll get these packed up either tonight or in the morning, and we'll drop these at the depot Saturday morning on our way out, whatever we're doing tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what we've got planned, to be quite honest, but no doubt it'll mean leaving the house at some point for shopping or something. So I'll get those dropped off at the depot while I can, and then right now I'm going to go crack on and get on with the vlog. So I'll just get this lot uploaded first, and then we'll get on with the vlog and get that uploaded while I catch up on some news about Ukraine and the war in Ukraine. And yeah, anyway, hope you all have a great weekend. If you feel like watching along, you know, as I continue to wind things down, make sure you are subscribed and get notified of videos that are coming out each week, and we'll run these, keep running them every week as we have done for the last ever so many years. I think we've done about 170 something consecutive weeks now, and we'll continue to do so until we've sold up. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week.